do it on Mac, on Red Hat, so why not use Ubuntu? Okay, guys, thank you for coming. My name is Ilya. I work for Red Hat, and I am JSDT committer. And today I'm going to talk about JSDT 2.0 release. And actually, there has been no news for quite a while from JavaScript Development Tools project. And actually, it was in a deep support phase for a couple of years by now. But today, Red Hat, together with IBM and several other contributors, are really interested in improving JavaScript tools. And we can officially say that the project was rebooted. So today, I'm going to show you what's new you can find in the Neon release, which is part of JSDT 2.0, and show you the demo, all the things in action, and outline our plans for future for Neon +1 and beyond. But first of all, I wanted to talk about JavaScript in general a little bit and why JavaScript is important and why it is important for Eclipse in particular. And I will make a reference to Stack Overflow developer survey. Stack Overflow make it on their yearly basis. And this year, more than 50,000 developers say who they are, what they build, and where they work. So it has some funny things like what developer like more Star Wars or Star Trek, but it has some very interesting and informative things like what is the most popular technologies per dev type. And there is a direct quote from, direct quote from the Stack Overflow developer survey that JavaScript is the most commonly used programming language on Earth, and even backend developers more likely to use it than any other language. So this actually means that the world has changed a bit, and now the trend is full stack developer, and the companies are interested in full stack developers. And full stack developer is basically a guy who is doing backend and front end on a daily basis. And the second thing that this guy really needs an IDE which support both. And in order to make Eclipse IDE compatible, it should have decent JavaScript support. Otherwise, they will switch to something else. That's why we really think that improving JavaScript in Eclipse is one of the most, if not the most important thing that should be done. And here, new and noteworthy for JSDT 2.0 release. First thing that ECMAScript 2015 support was added. So basically, ECMAScript 2015 was introduced roughly a year ago, and now in Neon you could have full support of ECMAScript 2015. So basically, new constructions like class and keywords like let, const will be supported, and you will have a well-parsed JavaScript in your JSDT editor. And it was mentioning that before Neon, the situation was a bit different, because there was an outdated parser, which was actually forked from JDT parser many years ago. And it had only ECMAScript 3 support, which was introduced in 1999, in the late 1999. So it has no community. So the parser was mainly supported by JSDT committers. And it has performance issues. It was memory hungry. So making several benchmarks, it was decided to switch to Esprima parser, which is a JavaScript-based parser. And it's part of jQuery Foundation now. Due to the fact that it's written in JavaScript, the Nashorn JavaScript engine that is part of Java 8 is used for running Esprima. So we have some class loader hook for using Nashorn bundles and run Esprima on top of it. And it has tolerant parsing support, which basically means that when parser tries to parse a JavaScript file, it doesn't fail on the first error, but rather try to parse till the very end and then have a collection of errors. The other thing, the big thing is Node.js support. There were no Node.js support in Eclipse, so it was decided to implement it from scratch. And we were focused for Neon on the very simple user story. So as a user, I want to have an editor with ECMAScript 2015 support. I want to run Node.js applications, and I want to debug them. And we were able to do that. So the main features are that you can have in Neon is Node.js runtime definition. So it's pretty similar to JavaScript runtime. You can define what Node.js binaries will be used for running your apps. There is a launch and debug configuration. So it's pretty simple to run your Node.js application. You should click on the main file, run as, and Node.js app, and it will be run. And V8 debugger support. And actually, V8 debugger deserves a separate slide because there is a brief story behind it. So actually, it was originally developed by Google as Chrome DevTools support for Java, but it was under BSD license, and it was prohibited to use in Eclipse directly. So the Google guys were asked if it is possible to change it from BSD to EPL, and they agreed to do that. So sources passed Eclipse CQ, so contribution questionnaire, and they were approved by Eclipse intellectual property team. All the bundles and features were adjusted to JSDT needs, and now you can debug Node directly from your JSDT editor. And the main features are pretty straightforward. So you can add, remove breakpoints. Hovering over JavaScript variables is supported. You can see variables in the variables view. So step into, step over functionality is also supported. Also live editing and hot swapping. You shouldn't in order to edit in the debug session, you can just do your edit, save the file, and push the source changes to Node.js virtual machine, and it will work. One more thing is JSON editor. So it was contributed by Angular there. Probably you know it's due to Angular tools. And we have fixed some things, and now you can use it in Neon release. Also, this editor supports content assist per file for well-known JSON files like bower.rc, bower.json, package.json, and things like that. It has outline support and validation, pretty useful. There is support for Bower and NPM package managers, so you can install your dependencies directly from Eclipse now. And gulp and grunt support, so you could have your task runners, and you can execute the task also from Eclipse directly. The last but not least thing that the new JavaScript EPP was created, and it targets JavaScript and web developers. So once you download it from Eclipse page, you will have everything there. So Node.js, NPM, Bower, Grunt, Gulp, and editor with ECMAScript 2015 support. So now it's demo time, but I forgot my mouse. Give me a second, please. So I have two projects here. First is just to show you that ECMAScript 2015 is supported. So I have some spec folder with things like, this is basically a Jasmine tests for ECMAScript 2015. So if I run it, I have in package.json, I have a test script. We're also planning to improve this for Eclipse Neon, Neon 1, so that when you have scripts for your package.json, they will be available in Project Explorer. So for now, I can run it only via terminal. If I run npm test, it will show that all tests parsed, and basically what is tested is ECMAScript 2015, like classes, arrow functions, consts, let variables, and stuff like that. So you see that I have an ECMAScript 2015 code. It's parsed correctly without errors. So lately, previously, if you would have it in previous parser, you would have dozens of false errors. So it would make it unusable. So also there is a content assist. So I have cook class. I have a Buziuk const. So I can have a content assist for that, like make booger, things like that. So it was about ECMAScript 2015. Now I want to show you something more complex. So there is a JSDT demo app which consists of client and server pods. And the client part is basically an AngularJS single-page application which will be run via gulp. So gulp is a task runner. So first thing that I need is to install all the dependencies from package.json and bower.json. So bower is used for front-end dependencies. So in bower I have Bootstrap, Angular, and things like that. And you see all the JSON files are opened in JSON editor. So you can see an outline support here. You can see that it's syntax coloring. Also, I have a bower.rc file, which is also opened in JSON editor. And I have content assist per file. So I have bower.rc specific content assist. Here I overwrite bower components. It's the default folder where all bower dependencies will be installed. But I have a content assist for, let's say, user agent. So it works. So in order to install dependencies, I can execute right-click on a package.json, either from Project Explorer or directly from editor, run as npm install. And this will install all the dependencies to node models folder. So here I would have everything downloaded. I have already run this, so I don't want to risk due to internet connection. But if you would have no node models folder, it will be created. The same about bower components at libs. So for bower.json, I do the same, bower install. This installs all the dependencies in libs folder. And now we can run our gulp task. So here I have a gulp file.js. And you see that under gulp file, I have all the tasks that can be executed. So I have connect, default, grid, HTML, and watch tasks. So the grid is pretty simple. It prints hello Eclipse con to console. In order to run it, I should just right-click on it, run as gulp task, and I have hello Eclipse con. So you see, if I edit it, it will be changed on the fly in their Project Explorer. So you just defined the task, and everything else will be done by tools. So back to the application. I have a gulp connect plugin that will host my app on port 2772, and there is a live reload option, which will be executed by watch task. So once files, HTML, CSS, or JavaScript files will be changed, the live reload will be performed. And how it works, so I should write gulp default task, which basically execute connect and watch. So run as gulp task. And it says that service started on localhost 2772. So here I have a login form, and if I would like to change something in CSS, let's say change the footer color to black and save it, it will be changed. So if I try to submit the login form, I will get an error. Oops, something went wrong, because the server part is down. And in order to run it, I should first of all, well, server part is basically a Node.js application, and Node.js applications that use Express server for running. It has some logic behind, some backends, some REST calls, and things like that. So in order to install this, I should do the very same thing. I have a package JSON. I execute run as npm install. This will also download all the dependencies into node models. And now I can run the app. Run as Node.js application. So now I can successfully log in here. Okay. It's just, you see, it uses Bootstrap, so most of the icons were hidden. So I have sample Angular directive, custom directive that print everything that is input field. I have sample filters that checks values and changes it to UTF check or cross mark. And there is some REST call for, it's basically a get HTTP GET request for getting products. So now I will stop the application and will show you the debugging it. So for debugging, I should simply right-click on it, debug as Node.js application, and I will be switched to debug perspective. And basically, it's the simple debugging, very similar to Java one. So on Hoover, I have all properties of the variable here, and also I have it in the variables tab. And if I want to change something, so I have live edit in console log. Let's say I want to change it to Eclipse.com. I should save the file, v8 debugging, push those changes to VM. It's quite quirky, but we are going to improve that so it will be pushed on save. For now, there is no dependency between debugger bundles and JSDT bundle, JSDT editor. So I started from scratch, and you see that the changes were applied. So I have a breakpoints for my products for that REST call. If I make a request one more time, I can see that all products defined like an object here. So I can also change, let's say, cheese to ice cream. So I also save it. V8 debugging, push those changes to VM. And here I get ice cream. So it means that now you can develop your Node.js and JavaScript application directly from Eclipse. And if I want to edit some HTML also, I can do it. So I have like in the client tab, I have partials. Let's say I would like to change identifier to ID. It will work on save. Yeah, I will be. The request will be performed one more time, and it works. So that's all about the demo. And now I want to talk a little bit about plans for future. Yeah.
Can you debug now on the server side, right?
Yeah, we are working on this. So not. I mean. I tried to debug it on OpenShift, but I had timeout exceptions. So
you debug now the Node.js code, which is usually the server side, the backend.
Yes.
It's debug the client side JavaScript.
Ah, okay. No, it's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Neon +1 and beyond. Okay, so yeah, it's okay. It's great that you're interested. So I talked about Esprima parser, but actually we are going to change it. And there is a reason. When all the Esprima migration was implemented, another parser was discovered, which is a Clojure compiler. It's developed by Google, and it's written in Java. So there is no need to use JavaScript. No need to use Nashorn, and it has better performance. It has active community and better tolerant parsing in comparison with Esprima. So it will support linting, like unused variables will be also shown there. And actually, it was approved by Eclipse intellectual property team, and we are targeted for Neon. Also, you guys probably aware of that now there are a lot of talks about language services, and we're also tuned on this topic because there is a Visual Studio Client Server Language Protocol, which is created by Microsoft, but many people and many companies like Red Hat, Eclipse JSDT, are interested in developing this idea. So basically it means that there is a protocol between your IDE or editor and some server which supports your language, let's say JavaScript. And basically it's something like working with client and server. So you make a request and send a JSON and get the JSON. So if you want to have content assist, it's like a black box. You just say, like, give me a content assist, and it will give it to you. So no need to use abstract syntax tree and things like that. So we are also looking at this direction, but it's not going to happen in Eclipse Neon 1 release. But I guess it's very likely to happen in Oxygen. And also there are more beyond JavaScript, so there would be some generic editor that would support all languages. Like it just will plug to the service, and if it's Python, it will support Python. If it's TypeScript, it will be TypeScript and stuff like that. So we think that it's very important also. And JavaScript front-end debugging is also a part of Chrome DevTools for Java, and we are going to add this support in Eclipse Neon +1. So that's all I wanted to say. Do you have any questions? Yes?
Okay, with the old JavaScript, Development Tools, there was performance issues opening big JavaScript files.
Yes.
Especially minimized.
Yes.
And so how is the JSDT 2.0?
Well, the problem is that you might have problems with opening big JavaScript files even now because there is some time for optimized Nashorn and just-in-time compiler due to the fact that it's like a JavaScript-based parser, the Esprima one. So that was one of the reasons why we switched to Clojure compiler. So it's like 10 times faster for big files. Okay. Yeah. So you will not notice any performance issue on relatively small file, but if it is minimized file, yeah, it will be.
So with the Clojure parser, this will be gone.
Yes, this should be done. And but I mean, Clojure compiler is probably the transitional step, and we're hoping to switch to language services where everything will be done asynchronously. So it will be done very fast. So you will see the file first, and then it will be parsed and colored. So there wouldn't be such problems like the editor stuck and you will have a spinner or freezing Eclipse. Yeah, but it's what we are going to do. Yeah.
Do you still ship and support Rhino?
Frankly speaking, I haven't. I think that we might. It should be supported because we haven't broke anything yet. Everything was implemented on top of it, but I haven't tried Rhino because, as I know, it's now replaced by Nashorn in Java 8, and it is claimed that Nashorn has better